All right, IHPs and health and fitness coaches, can't wait to dive into today's show. The top trends of 2025, kicking off the year, sharing with you what right now is poised to have the biggest growth inside of our industry. And as I'm going through these top five, I'm going to give you a top five. What I want you to ask yourself is, am I already employing these in my private practice, or is there any way, shape, or form I could add them or partner with someone that already is? And at the same time, what I want you to be thinking is, if this is on the consumer's mind, how can I create valuable content this year that they will be looking for that will also position you as the expert in their eyes, which of course you are. So you're going to study up on these things. You're probably already well versed, but then let's go over how you can use that to help people to a greater degree in your practice, and of course, building your career at the same time. All right, super excited because when I went over this list, which I didn't know what was going to pop up. Like I don't populate this. I don't create it in any way, shape, or form. And I'm going to give you exactly what was found in the research. But what I want to share, though, is that I think you're going to be excited because many of you have been building a career, a practice, and an education base that is now going to allow you to reach the right people at the right time. Always within the zeitgeist, there is the right time and the right place. So when I was doing functional medicine, back around, let's say, I was in health and fitness since the mid 90s, but functional medicine really around, call it 2008, 2009, definitely 2010, helping like a lot more people, meaning like full time. So it was quiet then. It was a little slower and it just started to build. But now, right now, people get it. Like it's so much as part of like the everyday conversation that you're not trying to have to re-educate people. It's hard, or educate people in the first place. It's so much harder to sell your services if you need to explain what it is. But when people already know what it is, then it's so much easier to convince them that you are the person that can help them once you lay out the map from A to Z of where they need to start and how you can help them get there. All right, so let's dive right into it. And I say all that because number one was this: personalized health solutions. Now, you might say, well, of course, yeah. I mean, I've been saying that for 20 years, but think about it this way. The average person has just said, what's the most popular weight loss diet, exercise plan, boot camp, etc., right? It's always been many for one, right? Like you just kind of fit in the thing. So think about it this way. Nothing against a curves gym, but when you went in, you did the same 8 exercise circuit, right? If you went to a jazzercise class back in the day, you did the same class as everybody else. You went to a Barry's boot camp, did the same boot camp. Go to a CrossFit, basically the same CrossFit class, right? Do the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the whatever diet, all the same. So it's all the same, right? So now what are people looking for in 2025? Well, they're looking for, how is my body unique? How can I benefit from a more personalized approach that isn't going to get me the results I've always gotten, but actually get me the results that I need and that I'm looking for? So now they're doing things like at home. And again, I didn't make this up. This is the first one on the list. This is literally it. First one on the list. And here's why. This is why it's the trend. Because the percentile of growth is so much larger. That's basically, that's why it's getting out there and becoming far more ubiquitous. So think about like, okay, food sensitivity testing. Most people know about that. But now they know about hormone testing right at home. They know about gut testing at home. They know about omega-3s and omega-6 testing at home. So all of these things are becoming so much more popular. I mean, we will absolutely reach more than 100,000 people this year just in labs. And so I can tell you for sure that has continued to grow each and every year. And if you don't have to use at-home lab testing, but how are you going to personalize it for them? So people just want things more personalized. As a personal trainer, perfect, right? You have a personalized workout program. Make sure your client knows that it's built for them. A personalized nutrition program, personalized supplementation. If you've read my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, what are you personalizing? The de-stress protocol, the second half of the book. You're personalizing their diet, exercise, stress reduction, toxin removal, rest, right? That's their sleep patterns, emotional-based balance, scientifically backed supplements, success mindset. If you've taken the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute level 1, you know exactly what to do. This is, though, what people are looking for. So as you're teaching online, saying, let me customize a program just for you. So that's what it's all about. So teach and then customize. All right. And they're doing this in skin analysis. They're doing it all over. So like, this isn't just for hormones. I just gave that as an example, okay? But food sensitivities, okay, customize more of a diet. They're doing this for skin. They're doing this for so much. Okay, so the next one is this. Wearable technology. Now, I would have said, I've said this for the last couple of years, wearable technology is, it's ubiquitous now. Like people, my mom has an Oura Ring. Lots of people have wearable-based devices, but here's what's now happening is that it's being integrative more with artificial intelligence. So now we have these wearable devices that are letting us better know where we stand in terms of cardiovascular fitness. Like my Oura Ring scores me now in terms of my cardiovascular fitness based on my age. It also looks at potential stress-based trends, and it shows me how strong my resilience is. And then it's going to use predictive analytics based on my previous trends, as well as, however many million people wear the Oura Ring, or again, Whoop strap or Apple Watch, doesn't matter to me what you use. And then it's going to be able to help you then do what? A more personalized plan. So much of this leads back to more personalization, which is what people are looking for. All right. So the second one is wearable devices, but you might say, well, what do I have to do with Oura Ring or Apple Watch? You have a lot to do, because if you're looking to meet with a client on a monthly basis, which you should do at least once a month, and a weekly email check-in, they'll send you their Apple data, Whoop data, their whatever data, and you can use that in your practice. But you might say, well, I don't know how to do that. Okay, if I were you, I would pick one of those devices and learn how to use that, and then you can use that as a recommendation in your practice. I like all the different devices, but my favorite is just the Oura Ring because I like it for sleep tracking. So like, what's the number one thing I really want to be able to track? Sleep. Because yes, I want them to get their steps. Yes, I want them to get their workouts, but none of them are perfect for workouts. It's just like, you just write down your program. So it's not going to track your program. It just tracks how long exercise minutes. Like the Apple Watch is good at that, but Apple Watch is more of a motivator. Did you close your rings today? But here's the thing, sleep matters. So I'm looking at HRV, I'm looking at body temperature drop, I'm looking at all the things that I teach inside of High Performance Health. And you can check that out at highperformancehealth.org. Really, really important. But this is the future. And we actually teach this to IHPs and other coaches as well at HPH, which is highperformancehealth.org. And again, I'd absolutely check that out because this is the future. But now, what are you doing? Well, there's a reason now for your client to contact you every month as well, because you're going over their data and how it's improving and how you can improve it as well through the de-stress protocol. All right. And again, you can teach all of those things too. What is HRV? How much should your body temperature drop overnight? Within how many hours should it drop? What should your breath rate be? You can teach everything basically inside of the Oura Ring or any of these apps. All right. So it just gives you so much more content to teach as well. Number 3, holistic and preventative health approaches. What is that? This now caters to the 45 plus crowd. You kind of look at it as like, oh, I've already lived half my life, right? It's like, whoa, what's going on here? I don't feel old. I don't want to get older. And do I only have 30 more years? Can I make it to 90? So it's like, it's crazy. But now this crowd wants all of the latest and greatest in terms of longevity and improving their overall health and lifespan, the number of healthy years they live, and the total lifespan. Again, something we teach in depth inside of High Performance Health. But with this, it means knowing, again, using it yourself, knowing about the different labs that you could run, the different nutrients that people are using, and also beyond just supplements and labs, what are the things for the brain to prevent Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, etc. So really great. So, what are we looking at so far? Personalization. All right, we know that, but the zeitgeist now and knowledge of at-home lab testing, because people don't want to go in and have their blood drawn. They really don't. One, it's inconvenient. Two, they have to ask their doctor. Three, nobody likes needles, right? And so it's like, well, yeah, at-home lab testing is way easier. Okay, the second one we talked about was the wearable devices, how you can use it in your practice, and then also the AI that's being enhanced with this. The third one is a focus on longevity and healthy aging, increasing both health and lifespan. The fourth one is on natural beauty. People now, I don't know if you've seen it, I've seen it, but I've seen now, especially my clients, because I still work with high-level clients, really high-level clients. So I see this. So people are able to afford all these different services. Some people have used them in the past, fillers and Botox and things like that. They're looking for more natural alternatives. Many people are using, and again, I'm not an expert in this space, but if you're an esthetician or you work or want to know more about beauty and lifespan and all that, great niche to have. Because people want to know, like, how do I dissolve my filler safely? Is there a way to be able to do that? What would they use? What are more natural health alternatives? I said this year, I'm really going to work on my anti-aging for my face. Now, I've said that for 4 years, maybe 5, but this might be the year. It might be the year that I really take it more seriously, and I'm going to try. I really am. What I'm going to do is, I've read quite a bit on it, but I also like a plan myself. So I'm going to be talking with a lot of different, like really high-level experts in the space. I'm going to get started on my gua sha-based program and manual lymph drainage that I learned overseas in that first one, actually, in Sri Lanka, and then eventually in Beijing, China as well. But I'll be doing that because I don't have adenoids. I don't have tonsils. I have a lot of scarring in and around my sinuses from, unfortunately, those surgeries, which I had when I was a child for adenoids and tonsils and all sorts of different things, tubes in the ears. But I want to work on that. So I'm going to work on the drainage, and then I'm going to work on microneedling and those types of things. But natural beauty, without a doubt, one of the biggest trends. And if you can start to talk about it along with the anti-aging, pretty fantastic. It might not be the main thing you do, but if you can work it in, I think you'll see a nice little engagement there as well. And the last one, I talked about this probably a year ago as well. It is still on the rise and only getting bigger. And I think I know why. People are looking for a digital detox. They want to be able to put away their phone. They need a reason. And so what people are doing are one day, executive lab testing, or one-day retreats, or even weekend to week-long immersive health retreats where they learn about proper breath work. They go in for maybe some testing. They do yoga. They do a juice cleanse. They do all sorts of different things, but they're getting away to places like Costa Rica or Miami or Southern California or really anywhere. And what they're doing is they're choosing to focus on them, step away from ordinary life, and immerse themselves in a much healthier and deeper way of healthy living. And so if you're able to put on a 6-person, 12-person or so retreat at your local spa and put people up in a hotel or whatever it might be, could be a really nice thing to do. I've done it before. You give talks, you bring people into a spa or even a ranch where people go to stay and for a week or so. You can take your own group there. You can lead the retreat, and it can be absolutely amazing. So happy to share more on that as well. And if you have a question on this, just feel free to ask as well at the next IHP workshop. I'll give you a couple different places that you can take people to. Be happy to do that. But what I wanted to do today was just to get your mind open to what people are already asking for, what they're searching for, and how you can meet them on social media with great content, and then begin to use this in your practice and let them know that you are an expert in these particular areas and can absolutely help them achieve those goals. So hopefully this was helpful. All the notes from today's show will be at ihp.coach/370. Hopefully this was helpful, everybody. Have an amazing start to the year. I'll talk with you soon.